And surfers around the world are still mourning the loss of surfing legend and three-time world champion Andy Irons this morning. Irons was just 32 years old. In a statement, the Association of Surfing Professionals says he passed away while traveling from Puerto Rico back home to Kauai from complications due to illness, and that he reportedly had been battling dengue fever, a viral disease. And joining us now to talk about this deadly infection is Esther Volper. She's a PhD student at the University of Hawaii John A. Burns School of Medicine, which does a lot of research on dengue, and Esther here is also a student studying dengue. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
First of all, let's talk about Andy Irons, and where do you think he got this dengue fever, if it is true?
Well, if he did get dengue, it's transmitted by mosquitoes, and actually when a mosquito bites a person, it injects a little bit of saliva, and the virus is in the salivary glands of the mosquito, and the virus gets transmitted through the saliva by the bite.
And so he had been traveling. He died in Texas, but he had come from Puerto Rico. And you said earlier during the break that there's an outbreak in Puerto Rico right now?
Yes, yeah, there is.
How serious is it?
It's pretty serious. Dengue is endemic in over 100 countries right now, and there's about 50 to 100 million cases a year in those 100 countries. But most of the time, it's either asymptomatic or just dengue fever, but sometimes in a small percentage of the cases it can progress to hemorrhagic fever and sometimes severe shock in about.
And he was just 32 years old, so can someone who is young like him succumb to this type of disease, and what are the symptoms of dengue fever?
It's possible, and the symptoms are can be pretty broad. They're flu-like symptoms, so it can be confused a lot of times with other illnesses, but it actually is a fever, myalgia, which is muscle aches, headache, retroorbital pain, so pain behind your eye, and those are the general symptoms, but it definitely needs to be laboratory confirmed. And at the University of Hawaii, we developed a new diagnostic test to test if people have dengue, and it can tell you if you have dengue, yes or no, within a matter of hours, and what serotype it is, because there's actually 4 different serotypes of the virus, and traditional diagnostics take 7 to 10 days to tell you what serotype of the virus it is.
Well, you know, when we heard about dengue fever, a lot of people were shocked, and so has anyone gotten it here in the islands?
We had an outbreak in 2001 on the Big Island, and there were 121 cases in that outbreak. We do have a mosquito here that can transmit the virus. It's the Aedes albopictus mosquito, but it's not something that's currently being transmitted in the state of Hawaii.
All right. Well, Esther Volper, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your information.
Thank you.
And if you'd like to watch this interview or any of our other interviews on our morning news, you can go to our website, kitv.com/thismorning.